Am I wrong for cutting off my best friend of 22 years? So, backstory is we live two totally different lives. She is married and has 4 kids. I am divorced and only have one kid, who is now in college. I talked to her about how I resent my mom for how I was treated growing up. She was an alcoholic and she got very mean and said very mean things and goes crazy with the screaming, slamming stuff. On the other hand, when she wasn't drinking, she's the best person in the world. I am very close to my father, who had surgery and got addicted to pain pills for about 2 years, but he's been clean for almost a year now. I got a text one night from my best friend telling me she couldn't believe I was going around my dad and I must be on pills myself. She said my mother was great and I should be ashamed for saying the things I say. She said to me and my brother, she said me and my brother are probably the reason she drinks and much more. I just felt like that was very uncalled for. And I just look at her so differently now, and I honestly don't even want to talk to her. Like, I'm really done. Am I wrong for feeling this way? Am I wrong for not wanting my boyfriend to go to highly populated Asian areas? I know what it sounds like from the title, but let me explain. My boyfriend, 19 male, and I, 18 female, have been dating for over a year now. He is Asian, Indonesian, and Chinese to be specific. I am white. He and his family love going to heavily populated Asian areas to feel more connected to their culture. We live in the U.S. I love that he does this. I want him to experience his culture and spend time with his family. However, in the area we live in, there have been multiple hate crimes against the Asian community, also with shooting targeting minorities. I'm not wanting him to go to these places anymore. I'm not wanting him to abandon his culture and heritage. I just want him to avoid these places. I've spoken to him about this. He said he understood and it was my responsibility for the way I felt, but he wouldn't stop going. I don't want him to get caught in a situation where he could lose his life. I love my boyfriend and I couldn't imagine my life without him. I just don't know if I went too far with asking him not to go. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend her behavior was embarrassing in the movie theater? My girlfriend, 25, and I, 25, decided to go to the movie theater with her friend, tagging along to watch some new releases. When we got there, the movie starts. My girlfriend and her friend are obnoxiously, I'm sorry, I butchered that word, loud, literally talking, laughing loudly, and then for some reason, taking pictures with the flash on. Her friend told her that she saw some portions of the movie and started to spoil scenes that she had already watched. Yeah, that's annoying. I quietly told them that they needed to quiet down as they have to be considerate of others that actually want to watch the movie. My girlfriend made a huge scene about it, telling me that she doesn't care what others want and that if they wanted to watch a movie, they should have stayed at home and not come to a public place. I told her that this was a movie theater, not a restaurant or a bar, and if she and her friend wanted to talk to each other and spoil the movie, then they could just text instead of talking so loud to the point where you can barely hear the movie. Eventually, one of the people that worked there told us that we were making a huge disturbance and asked us to leave. Mind you, they had already given us a warning prior. I was pissed, to say the least. When we left and went home, my girlfriend told me to line up because it was just a dumb movie and that we could just find a different theater another day. I told her that the whole thing was just awkward and it was just very embarrassing how she acted in there. She told me that she felt hurt and that I said I was embarrassed because of her and that she didn't appreciate me, basically telling her to shut up. Am I the asshole? We are in a long distance relationship and we've gone places that didn't require you to be quiet, but I didn't think she would act like this in a movie theater. Am I wrong for kicking a bridesmaid out of my wedding? I recently got married to one of my used-to-be best friend's cousins. I've had a crush on him for a while, so to say that we finally got together was awesome. I had written a song about him when I was a teen and planned to finally sing it for him at my wedding. He had also written a song, so considering we were both very, very musical, we decided that only us would perform at the wedding. Thing is that his cousin is also musical, more than us probably, but she doesn't have the best voice. She asked if because both of us were singing, she could as well. I told her that it was just me and my fiance at the time because it would have more meaning. She got very angry and stormed out. She seemed to forgive me up to the wedding day. After my husband and I had done our songs, she got up on stage. Half of me knew what was happening, the other half thought maybe she was just giving a speech because we had been best friends since we were 8, so surely she could respect me. But no, she starts singing. The song wasn't even that good, so when I asked her to please stop because I already asked her not to, she screamed at me and I kicked her out. 4 months later, not a word said. My whole friend group says that I could have had a little fun and let her sing, but no, I refuse to apologize. Story time. My husband and I just welcomed our baby girl 2 weeks ago. After going back and forth on names for quite some time, we finally fell in love with the name Daisy. It suits her perfectly. We are so in love. A week after she was born, my close friend got a puppy with her boyfriend and then named her Daisy. At first, I thought I was being punked in the group chat or that I was extremely exhausted and just read her text wrong. Nope. What in the actual fuck? You be pissed, right? She asked me if I wanted her to change it. I said yes, as it would be a little weird for me. She never responded to my text, and a few hours later, she posted to social media a picture of her new dog and her name Daisy. Why ask me then? I found this part to be the most inconsiderate. I confronted her on it, and all she could say was, I'm sorry you feel this way, and that her name hurts you. And what's even more messed up is that this isn't the first time she's taken a name. Our friend's dog was attacked a few years ago and died in her arms on the way to the vet. 6 months later, my friend got a dog and named her the exact name of our friend's dog who had just passed away. Are people this dumb, selfish? I'm truly baffled. Am I wrong for not wanting to take care of my younger brother? There's me, 26 female, home for the summer, younger brother, 15 male, and a small chihuahua at home here. My parents are going on a 5-day trip this Friday. My parents were showing me the new dog food they got and how I'm going to have to prepare it, and I'm totally good with that. I walk the dog too and watch the dog eat everything, so that's fine. But then my mom says, oh, and later tonight I'm going to show you about feeding your brother and about his food. I'm sorry, but what? He's 15. I'm not going to be planning his meal. I told my parents he's 15. They can show him themselves. I can help if anything happens, but I will not be cooking and planning his meal. My mom got a little upset, and my younger brother called me bipolar because I said he needs to learn about his food. LMAO. I feel insane right now. Am I crazy because I think my 15-year-old brother should be able to fetch for himself? When I was 15, I literally took care of my food and never had to ask my older brother if my parents weren't home. Am I wrong for giving the wrong drug to my daughter? This morning, I asked my wife, female 35, to give me, male 38, a specific medication for our daughter, female 1. She gave me instead a bottle of lavender oil. The lavender oil bottle and the medication are the same size and both contain liquid. I had my daughter on my knees and she was a bit agitated. I didn't inspect the lavender oil bottle, even though it strongly smelled of lavender. I gave it to my daughter. My wife quickly intervened when she smelled the lavender scent and stopped me. Thankfully, there was no impact for our daughter. Am I wrong? Who is main responsible for this mistake here? My boyfriend's mom still has pictures of him and his ex on every wall. Here is my dilemma. My significant other and I have been dating for 5 years. We were both married previously, myself for 28, he for 32. We did not meet up until after both of our divorces were final. Both have adult children. We have good relationships with each other's children and extended families. The issue is that the mom still has pictures of him and his ex on every wall in the house. I literally cannot walk into the house nor sit in any room without seeing a picture of her. There's what I call a churn of the two of them in the hallway. That includes their engagement picture, wedding pictures, and well as multiple of them with their kids. We took pictures at Christmas with all of the family, and there in the background was a picture that, again, she is in. I'm upset about this. I feel like the pictures of her should be taken down, especially of the two of them, and the ones of just her. Keeping some of the family ones are great, but maybe moving them all to 1 or 2 walls instead of literally every wall. Am I wrong to be thinking of asking her to remove some of the pictures? Am I wrong to be upset about this? Am I wrong for getting upset at my boyfriend for forgetting our meeting? My boyfriend and I made plans to meet before gymming with a friend. I told him that I would come over at 9 a.m. so we could eat breakfast and have a little time together. But when that day came, he forgot that we were meeting a little earlier. He set his alarm for 9:30 a.m. to go to the gym at 10. To get to the gym at 10. I ended up calling and texting him to wake him up and waiting for 30 minutes. I got really upset, and I often cry when I'm upset because I was disappointed that he forgot. I woke up earlier than normal so we could have a good start to the day. He's a great boyfriend. He apologized, but for some reason I was still upset and felt that his apology wasn't enough. Am I wrong for staying upset at my boyfriend even after he apologized? I think I have a low emotional maturity, so things like this often affect me. It is hard to be the bigger person and overcome my feelings. I feel that I am in the wrong after some time of being upset. Please let me know. Issues with my boyfriend. To start, me, 31 female, my boyfriend, 25, been dating for almost 2 years and have been living together since last August in a 1-bedroom apartment with my 2 cats. We have a fun relationship and good chemistry, but he is extremely messy and does not contribute much to chores. He was messy before he moved in with me, and I had a conversation about how keeping a clean space is important to my mental health and that my space cannot be cluttered. Of course, it's been over 6 months and my apartment has been filled with dirty clothes on the floor, in our room, in the bathroom. I have had multiple conversations with him about why this is important to me, and I've asked him multiple times over the course of months to clean his clothes and other stuff up. He does not do it. Then he asks me why am I so irritable and upset after asking this man over and over again to clean up. Even leaves his shaved hair in the sink, and it's so messy that he cannot find his work clothes in the morning. Several times he has asked me to help him find his belt and pants for work in the morning because it's buried underneath his crap. Then he gets mad when I say no, I will not help you find it. On top of that, he leaves old food in the fridge, forgets to put food down for the cats when I ask him to, forgets to pay bills. When is enough enough? Do you think I'm overreacting, or is this a fair reason to leave someone? Any tips? I don't know how much longer I can bear this immaturity. Am I wrong for being uncomfortable with my boyfriend's relationship with his mom? My boyfriend and I have been together for a little over 2 years now, and I just cannot shake this feeling of his mom being attracted to him. I recently moved into his house roughly 3 months ago, and his dad, brother, and mom all live here as well. I haven't really gotten close with them, as every time we walk in the door, I'm not addressed by anyone. I've learned to just walk up the stairs into our room. Now, as I get into detail about the relationship, I like to bring attention to the fact that I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in late October of 2019, and sometimes it can be hard for me to tell the difference between my perceived reality and I guess just the real thing, which is how I landed myself here, on Reddit searching for some peace. So anyway, a few things. My boyfriend has his mother's full first name tattooed on his wrist. I have his first initial tatted on my ankle, a tattoo that he himself did on me. After getting this tattoo of his initial, he told me he would never get my name tattooed and that it was just something he wouldn't do. It's been 2 months. He just seems to push me to the side and downsize me when we're around her. The way he speaks to me and the way he acts towards me changes. It bugs me and I can see it getting worse. I just need to know if there's something I can do. Am I crazy? Am I wrong for setting boundaries with my mentally ill friend? I, female 23, have a friend. We'll call her Riley, female 25. Riley has suffered years of poor mental health, even to the extremes. I've tried my best to support her through these rough times, even when every time I saw her, it turned into a meltdown of screaming and crying. I've known Riley since freshman year of high school, so you could say we're pretty close friends. Lately, Riley's mental health has plummeted to worse than I've ever seen. I'm not going to go into specifics, but essentially, it was a breaking point. And for me, at this time, I don't know if I can do it anymore. She refuses treatment, a lot of time refuses help as well, won't do anything to help herself. I've done everything from finding doctors for her, offering to come to her appointments, and even driving her there myself. To no avail. She always finds a reason not to do it. My question here is, am I wrong for wanting to set boundaries, stating I can no longer provide support until she gets help herself? I simply don't know what to do.